Okay, hello, I'm back. All right, so I just got back the TCS U25C. This is the one they replaced. I have not done anything to it other than remove the outer plastic. That's it. So we're going to see exactly what we get on this one. So just for fun. Now they being TCS, they have come up with a custom little sheet, bunch of sheets actually, for the U25C. The gentleman, the individual at TCS emailed this to me, and it's got the information on it. That's the how to do the audio assist, and this has got, of course, the typical page, very similar to the WOW 121 or the WOW whatever the other one is. All right, got all that kind of good stuff. And then on this one, it does have what all the function buttons do, and then sound mode and light mode. Yeah, because obviously clueless me here, I did forget that, I do admit, but it's right there. Although F6 is not audio, it's the brake release, so I don't know where that individual came from, but okay, so this got that. So that's when we get on the layout. This is the box itself. Again, same type of dealio. Here you go, U25C. I noticed they had to put out what it said without sound, and they marked that off because this box came back. They shipped this back the day before they got mine back. So, all right, put that there. Let's take a look here. All right, there we go. Same type of clamshell arrangement. See that it's in there? Now the other, it was comment about the F. Very good, but I didn't even notice that. And I see it is in forward. So, okay. So far, I don't hear any any loose parts falling off. Although they may have been a little bit more careful on this one. I don't know, since I sent it back and I corresponded with them. So again, this is not the easiest thing to get out of here. I apologize for wasting your time, but again, I just wanted to try to bring the whole puppy out in the clamshell. Ugh. Okay, let me do it this way. That comes up like that. All right, same stuff inside. Little bag of goodies that came before. And then there's the warranty card and the one sheet parts breakout. Okay, so that's that. Let me put that back on there. So here it is. Again, I've not done anything prior to this. You're seeing it. Well, you're not seeing it live because obviously I'm not streaming. But anyway, I've not done this before. Get it off. Is anything broken? Gonna look before. Oh, speed recorder's not on. No, I don't know. Well, I shouldn't say that because maybe they're in here. Oop, and they're all supposed to go on later. I don't know. But let me get this little bad boy up out of the... Okay, nothing seemed to come rattling off. Oh, it's got a cab sunshade. Okay, so that's on. Okay. But there should be a speed recorder there. But again, like I said, they may... Oh, no, they're on this side. Here, oh, this one's bent a little bit. Oh, I can fix it. Yeah, these are all kind of wonky. But that could just be from... I'm not really that worried about that. I'll just get those straightened out and fixed. This is definitely on. Truck is not broken. Back there in the back. I don't see any broken trucks on it. What's that? Oh, the ladder looks good. No, ladder is nice and straight. Again, I'm probably going to replace the couplers because I think I already have. No, maybe I didn't pull them out yet, but I'll do the coupler. So far, at least it looks okay. So let me just pause this, take the phone off the tripod, and we'll get a close look at it. Okay, so now we're back handheld. You can see I got it out of the foam is off of the guardrails, and I put it on a little my airbrush thing so I can just kind of rotate it. You can see all the speed recorders on that one, and I might have to mess with them a little bit, but again, that's not a huge deal. Cab sunshades definitely are not broken off. And on the rear, you can see all of those speed recorders, and the truck is not broken. And the ladder looks to be pretty good. Now, just as an FYI, in this little plastic package, you do get one sprue. These look to be the coupler cut levers. And then you get another sprue with what look to be speed recorders, and they are different. I don't know how close in I can get. The one here at the far right is different than these. I think they actually say GE on them. These 6. And this one here, this is the bottom right, and I think that may be an ATS shoe with a recorder on it. That's kind of what it looks like. I don't think the Q had any units that had ATS on them, a la the New York Central and some Pennsy units, and I'm sure other railroads, Nickel Plate had some, and I think the Erie had some. Anyway, that's what that looks to be. So you get that in that little plastic pouch. So I'll probably cut one of those off. Need to go back and, and look at the prototype photo, because I'm pretty sure on the Burlington units they did have a cable coming off that truck. So I just have to take a look and then put that on. So other than that, this seems to look pretty good. The one thing I noticed that what I didn't mention on the other one, the grill on this, now that I think back and look at some photographs on the other Locomotive, it was a little wonky. I think it was, again, yeah, I think what happened, and I think people have mentioned it, and they're right, it had shipping damage. It either fell, got impacted, or something like that, or wasn't in the plastic clamshell quite right, which allowed it to get damaged. Because this one really does look pretty good. So now what I want to do is pull the couplers, get the body off, and I assume it looks the same. So although I may go over to the layout first, put this on the layout, try it at number 3, make sure it runs, all that kind of good stuff, and then come back, because eventually I want to pop the shell. I'm going to weather the shell. I'll mask up the windows and whatnot. Probably give it a flat coat or a satin coat, a little bit of weathering, because I've seen some of these, and in my era, these are relatively new, or they would be almost a brand new locomotive. So I don't want to do too much to them, but I have seen some weathering on certain ones. Depends, I guess, if it just came out of the wash rack or what. But anyway, that'll come soon. So let me get over the layout, fire it up, and see how it runs. Okay, here we are with a layout, and it's gurgling away nicely. That lovely GE burble to it. So cheat sheet, and I got it on, and prime mover did come on. Sounds good. So F0, of course, is the headlight, and it does work forward and reverse. I checked that. And then, of course, you got the bell. Okay. Horn. Short horn. The quill. That's the one thing I like about TCS, is they have that grade crossing thing. Okay, anyway, dynamic brake. Increase it. Hit it again. That's 3 times. I'm not sure how many. 4? Now if I hit F6, which is the typical TCS brake release, if you use the F7, F6 when you're switching, it's really cool. You can use that, and so F6 releases or stops the dynamic sound, I should say. And then of course you have going to mute it, which you can do with 1 push. Mute, turn it back on. Okay. And then if you do 2 presses,
light mode active.
Aha! Goes to light mode. And then in this case, if you hit F1, that's where you get the cab lights and the front marker and the number board. Okay. I don't know if you can separate that or not. I got to look a little bit more into that, because you might want to turn just the front class lights on, but not have the cab light come on. I don't know. We're going to see. Oh. There you go. Now F2 does do the front and that front light and lighter markers. And someone else mentioned it, and they're absolutely correct. Normally F2 is momentary. So I let it go. There you go. It goes off. Goes on. Goes off. Because if F2 isn't momentary, and on a normal decoder, you press F2, your horn's going to go play forever. So that's not what you want. So that's probably why it's, momentary like that. That probably can be reprogrammed. I can put it somewhere if you want that to go on, and I don't use all the functions. Maybe on F7 or something like that, I put it on so they go on, or just the front lights. I'm not sure. I got to play around with it and see what I can do. All right. So everything does seem to work fairly well, and it does run okay. Now I'm going to go back to
sound mode active.
Okay. We'll whistle off. And this is going to be hard to do on the tripod, but and it does run. It's a little, it definitely needs it to be a little bit of work on it with the various CVs. But she does run forward and in reverse. Like I said, I gotta play it a little bit. What I'll probably do, I know, Ray, if you're out there, you're going to help me, so congratulations. So that's going to be that. So now that everything seems to work, let me go back, get the shell off. It's probably going to look exactly the same on the inside, but let me just see that. Like I said, I'm probably not going to worry about the speaker. I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to worry about popping the cab and putting a crew in it, because it's going to be in a consist, so it'll be all right. But I still want to get it off and get a look inside and determine if I want to drop the trucks. I don't think I do, to be able to maybe paint the wheels and clean them up. But anyway, all right, more to come. Let me get this over to the bench and get the shell off. All right, there's the interior. Looks pretty much exactly the same as before. So I'm not going to mess with it. I do notice the trucks may need a little bit of finagling with the speed recorders and brake. That's not a huge problem. But again, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to worry about a speaker. I'm not going to drop the trucks. I'll probably just weather it the way it is. I'll weather the shell separately, and then I'll do, weather across here. Then I'll have to clean the wheels, and maybe I can take it out and just roll it slowly and clean all the wheels. Now on the couplers, what I did, just because I just wanted to try it. Again, I'm not sure how close I can get here without it going wonky on me. The coupler's got that little spring. I think it's harder to see. Wasn't the other one a gold color? Anyway, I don't remember, but this is the, pardon my big ass fingers. That's a number 5, and you can see what I had to do was kind of round over the edges on the number 5 itself to match kind of what this looks like. This is the coupler that comes out of the Locomotive, and it's different. And if you wanted to, is it worth it? I don't know. But I did modify a number 5 with a... This is just an ignition file. I actually used this when I was building Fast Tracks turnouts. So I just round over the edges and you're good to go. At least that's what I'm going to do. I did try this inside the coupler box and it seems to work okay. It seems to move nicely. So, why not? I mean, probably nothing wrong with these at all. You get them weathered up and you put it in a consist and probably no one's even going to freaking notice. But, okay, maybe I'll put 5s on it. And I'm sure there's going to be people out there who's going to want to put the scale size couplers on it and all that kind of stuff. So that's cool. You can do that. It looks like they'll fit. Again, I'm not going to worry about trying, though you probably could, to put a KD box if for some reason you couldn't get a coupler or the coupler that you like to fit inside that. That's really hard to see. I don't know if I can. It's got that spring there at the end of it. Can you see that little shape there? Okay, so that's that. So I'm going to do that. Then I'll have the couplers ready to go back in. I'm just going to get this bad boy weathered up and then properly programmed on Decoder Pro so it runs decently, and then maybe speed match it with a couple other engines and get it in a consist. So, all right, so more to come. Okay, there it is. It's all done. It's on the layout, gurgling away. I got it weathered up. I did calibrate it. I've not yet super fine-tuned it. It's still, to me, a little bit sluggish on the start and stop, but it's not terrible. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to post this now because I got it back. Got it operational, and so I got it weathered up a little bit. Not a lot because it's pretty much a newer unit. And what I may do is consist it with this lovely Pensy unit, which is also in this era. It'd almost be brand spanking new. Actually, probably a little bit too late for my layout, but whatever. I just think it's cool. They're not consisted yet. They're just kind of sitting there together. And I just wanted to get a final shot of the B Arlington unit. And that's it. So it's back together and it's ready to earn some revenue miles, let's say. All right, thanks. Thanks for watching, folks. And if you decide to get it, see what I went through, but it really isn't that bad a locomotive for what you get. But it's up to you.